Hello everyone. Let's start the class by standing at the front of your mat in mountain pose. Close your eyes and pay attention to how you are breathing. My name is Mi, and I hope you enjoy the class. Let's start in a chair pose with a back bend position, and then keep your arms like a cactus position, opening your arms like a pair of wings. And then let's bring your arms behind you like a skiing pose. As you forward bend, exhale. Inhale halfway up. And exhale, forward bend again. Inhale halfway up for one more time. Bend your knees slightly and make your back so strong as you bring your arms behind you for the skiing position. Inhale, chair pose with your arms over your head, and exhale, opening your arms like a pair of wings again in the cactus shape. Really strong back today for chair pose. Inhale, arms over your head. Exhale, bring your arms behind you and then forward bend. Now, as you forward bend, inhale with your fingertips on the floor. Let's lift your right leg off the floor and still straight leg, as if your thigh bone is plugging into your hip joint. And then kick the whole right leg off the floor, arcing through your spine. Become really strong with your back side. Warrior 3. And then let's land the whole back leg down to the floor for Anjali Asana pose. And make it a back bend too, bringing your arms behind your ears, lifting your chest up. Look slightly up. But in all the back bends we do today, make your belly so strong every time you exhale. And then let's start standing up into high lunge. Bring your hips back, straightening your front leg. Inhale halfway up. And exhale, forward bend into pyramid pose. If you think the pyramid is too long, you can bring your back foot a bit forward so that you can be stable here. Let's inhale halfway up. Then place your hands down to the floor, picking your front foot up, mountain climbing pose, and send it straight up to the sky for down dog split. Flip your whole hips, bend your left knee. Now your left foot is behind you and your left knee is pointing straight up to the sky. And then put the left foot down to the floor next to your right foot. Inhale, plank pose. One more breath. And as you exhale, knees down to the floor. Inhale, arcing through your spine, and then exhale, chest and chin down. As you inhale, roll yourself up to a cobra pose. Let's do a side bend by putting your right hand on the floor and flipping your whole body to the left. It looks like you're sitting on the beach, like a calendar girl or calendar man. But let's try to bend very much to the side so that you can stretch your right side here. And then do the same on your left side. Tilt your head to the side too, so that you are side bending thoroughly from your tailbone up all the way to your neck. And then let's go back to the center into cobra. Become rounded like a cat pose, and then push your hips down toward your heels in an active child's pose. From here, start lifting up and into downward facing dog. We're going to do some side plank version, so get ready. And as you inhale, bring your right leg up toward the sky. And then exhale, bend your knee and start bringing your right knee toward your left side. Standing only on your right arm and bring your left hand at first bending the elbow like a cactus arm, bringing the left arm behind you as you straighten your right leg in front of you. And then bring your top arm over your head and down to the floor. Now let's do side plank on your left side. And try to bring your right hand off the floor. So there's a challenge here. I want you to use only your one arm and bring the foot toward the front of your mat. As you inhale, Anjali Asana or low lunge. Stay here for the next few breaths. Every exhale, bring you deeper into the back bend. But make sure that your belly is really strong. And then let's become so strong in your legs. Go up to high lunge and then pyramid pose. Inhale halfway up and exhale forward bend. As you stay here in pyramid, bring your hips up higher. And every time you exhale, your head wants to go down lower. Start crawling your hands forward. And then bring your back leg off the floor into kind of warrior three. Try to make everything on your back so strong that you can lift your whole body off the floor. And then let's start bringing the left leg toward the floor, at first hovering it off the floor and then place it down to the floor parallel to the other foot. Halfway up as you inhale. And then exhale, forward bend. One more time, halfway up, inhale. And exhale, forward bend. Feel how your spine moving like waves. Inhale, arcing your spine and go to the back bending chair pose with cactus arms. Really strong into your back. And then bring your arms behind you like the skiing position. Inhale, one more time, chair pose, arms over your head. And then stand up. Exhale, bring your arms to the side of you. You can keep your hands here or bring your hands in front of your chest. Mountain pose. And stay here for the next few breaths. We're going to do the next flow, the same flow on the other side. As inhale, bring your arms over your head again. Maybe give yourself a back bend. And then chair pose with cactus arms. And keep opening your elbows behind you like a pair of wings. As you inhale, bring your arms behind you in the halfway up position, really strong back. And then inhale one more time, chair pose. Every time you exhale in the back bend, squeeze your belly in strongly. And exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up with your fingertips on the floor. And exhale, forward bend. One more time, inhale. This time let's lift your left leg off the floor and then kick it behind you. Warrior three. Make your spine so strong and make sure that your hips is not flipping. But then let's step your back foot down to the floor and the whole back knee on the floor for Anjali Asana. Arms over your head. Let's start turning your whole chest toward the right side and bring your right hand to the foot behind you for a back bend and a twist at the same time. And here too, exhale, squeezing your belly into your spine. Arms over your head. Let's stand up into high lunge. Slowly straighten your front knee and forward bend into pyramid pose. Exhale, bring your face down very close to with your ankle and stay in the pyramid for a few breaths. Try to go deeper into pyramid than the previous time you were here. Place your hands down to the floor and pick the whole front leg up into mountain climbing pose, and then kick it straight up toward the sky. Still bending the knee and flip the whole hips facing the right side of the room. So big hip opening here. And now bring both feet down to the floor. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, bring your knees down, and then inhale, arcing through your spine as you exhale, knee, chest and chin. Rolling up as you inhale next time for Cobra pose. And now let's keep your left hand on the floor and do Cactus Arm with your right arm, bringing your right arm behind you like opening one wing. And then bend your right knee and hold your right hand into your right ankle. Let's kick your right leg back so that you opening into your right chest. And then release your right hand and lay down flat on the floor. We're going to do the same on the other side. So inhale, Cobra pose again. Keep your right hand on the floor at the middle line of your mat. And start bending your left arm like cactus shape, opening your left arm back. And then holding into your left ankle. Once you got it there, start kicking your left leg back. So your leg is actually helping you opening your left shoulders. Release your hand, go back and lay down flat on the floor. Start pushing up into a kind of child's pose with your toes tucking on the floor so that you are active and ready to go to down dog. Now in down dog, prepare your mind that we're going to do the side planks. So bring your left leg up toward the sky, bend your left knee and bring your left knee to touch your right arm. Stand on only your left arm and open your right arm in the cactus shape, bending your elbows behind you as you kick your left leg in front of you straight. Bring your right arm over your head and then right hand on the floor, and now we change to side plank on your right side. See if you can keep lifting your left knee off the floor. It's an one leg side plank, so more challenging than a normal side plank. And now another challenge is to step your foot toward the front of your mat and then bring the whole back knee down to the floor for Anjali Asana. Lifting your chest up all the time. And start turning your chest toward the left side as you bring your left hand behind you, holding into the back leg. Now it's a back bend and a twist at the same time. Let's go back into low lunge. Become really strong so that you can stand up to high lunge and then slowly straighten your front leg. Forward bend into pyramid pose. As you exhale, bring your face down toward your ankle and find more depth than the previous time you were in pyramid. Start moving your hands forward and kicking your back leg up into warrior 3 and become so strong that you actually don't need to have your hands on the floor. Let's bring the right foot toward the floor, at first hovering off the floor and then step it down next to your other foot. Inhale halfway up. Exhale forward bend. Inhale halfway up again. And exhale forward bend again. Now let's go up into the Cactus Arm chair pose. Feeling strong into your back. And then arms over your head. As you bring your arms behind you for halfway up, the skiing position. Inhale, chair pose again. And eventually you stand up straight. As you exhale, bring your arms to the side of you or hands in front of your heart in the mountain pose. Take a few breaths here so that we are ready to go to the next flow. Stand at the front of your mat again and inhale, bring your arms to over your head. Let's make cactus arm here in the standing position and then squatting down into the chair pose, so really strong back again. Inhale, skiing position again with your arms behind you. Think of how you want to point your hands up really high toward the sky. Forward bend as you exhale. Inhale, halfway up. Feel how your spine moves like waves as you forward bend. Place your hands down to the floor and then let's hover your right leg off the floor and kick it up toward the sky. Start lifting your chest up like a halfway up pose. This is Warrior 3. Become so strong into your back and your leg that you can lift your hands off the floor. You don't need to have your hands on the floor to support you at all. You can have your hands in front of your heart for Warrior 3. And always bring your shoulders and your heels up even higher and higher. Place your back leg down to the floor for Anjali Asana pose. Make sure that your front knee is on the top of your front ankle. And then let's bring your hands in front of your heart and start twisting toward the left side. As you twist, bring your chest up toward the left side. And one day your thumbs going to be at the middle of your chest. Now let's go back. Bring your arms over your head as you inhale and start standing up into high lunge. And then strengthening into your front knee. Let's bring your hands down toward the floor into pyramid pose. And then let's place your left hand inside your left foot. Bring the whole right foot down to the floor, bending your front knee into a side angle pose, making your right arm into cactus shape and opening it behind you to open your right chest in the side angle pose. And then let's reach your right arm over your head to the front of the room. Very big stretch into your right side and stand up into Warrior 2 position. Bring your shoulders down very low and away from your ear and make cactus arms again. Let's open your elbows and now reverse warrior. With your left arm over your ear and your right arm running along your back leg. Inhale, Warrior 2. And then exhale, let's bring your hands toward the front of your mat. Stand only on your front leg as you bring your back leg up for half moon pose. Feel how your back side is really strong. Once you're done here, let's step both feet on the floor and turn all your toes to face the right side of the room. Let's fold from your hips into wide leg forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. Keep your left hand on the floor as you bring your right hand up toward the sky. And then bring your right hand behind you, hooking it into your left hip crease. Try to always keep your hips square by fixing your hips to the opposite direction to where you are facing. And now let's turn your whole body to the back side of your mat, bending your right knee. Have your right hand inside your right leg. And now keep your left hand on the floor. Raise your back heel up. Stepping your front foot to the middle of your mat now. Bring your right arm behind you in the cactus shape for a kind of side plank position. Downward facing dog with your right leg up toward the sky. And And then let's do a hard pigeon pose by placing your right foot to the left hand position and the whole shin bone to the floor, parallel to the short edge of your mat. You can bring your back knee down to the floor here and just stay here. Support your pose with your hands. But if you think you can stay in this pose without feeling any pain on your knees, let's start bringing your hips back and down toward the floor. If you can sit on the floor, let's start walking your hands back toward your hips. And maybe you can bring one arm or both arms off the floor and over your head. If this feels too much for you, you can sit into the normal pigeon pose with your heel right in front of your groin. And now let's bring your arms down to the floor and relax your head into a pigeon pose, a relaxing one. Stay here for the next few breaths. And once you get used to the hip opening, you can place your left elbow at the middle of your shin bone, or if you can do more, place it outside of your front foot and do a twist here. So it's hip opening and twisting at the same time. Don't have to stay here for too long. Bring your hands back down to the floor. Lift the whole front leg off the floor. And then kick it up toward the sky for downward facing dog split. And now let's step your right foot toward the right hand position again and back foot down to the floor. Bring your arms underneath your knee into a flying lizard pose. Really strong on both of your legs. Lifting your arms off the floor. And then holding your hands down to the floor again, straightening your right leg this time. Left hand up to the sky for triangle pose. Bring your left arm over your head. And then left arm opening behind you like a cactus position. Stand up and into goddess pose. Try to open your thighs as much as you can, and your feet will be following your thighs direction. And now let's turn to the front of your mat. Pyramid pose. Inhale. And kick your back leg off the floor. Warrior 3 again. From Warrior 3, let's start turning everything toward the right side of yourself into half moon pose. And see if you can bring your top arm, your right arm behind you and holding into your left hip crease. Try to kick your back leg up high so that it's like one straight diagonal line from your head through your hips to your heel. If you fall out, well, let's just go back to Uttanasana and inhale halfway up. And exhale, forward bend. The chair pose with the cactus arms as you inhale. And then exhale, the skiing position with your arms behind you, straightening your legs. Inhale, bending your knees, chair pose again, arms over your head. And exhale, standing up straight, bringing your arms to the side of you, mountain pose. Take a few breaths here and get ready for the other side. So when you are ready, inhale, bring your arms over your head. And exhale, cactus arms. And then sitting down into chair pose with cactus arms. Next time you inhale, and as you exhale, bring your arms over your head. And then bring your arms down toward the floor, forward bend. Halfway up as you inhale. And place your hands down to the floor. Let's hover your left leg from the floor And start kicking your left heel back, lifting your chest up like halfway up pose, really strong back here. So strong that you don't need to have your hands on the floor to support you anymore. Warrior 3. And even add the back bend element into Warrior 3. And then the whole back leg down to the floor for Anjani Asana pose. Big back bend here. Inhale, bring your hands in front of your chest in prayer position. And exhale, let's twist toward the right side. Back bend and twisting at the same time. Slowly come back to the center. Make your core and your legs so strong that you can stand up into high lunge. Strengthening your front knee. And start forward bending into pyramid pose. Again, fix your legs position for a more stable standing pyramid. And try to find more depth than where you were the previous time. Now let's put your right hand inside your right foot and bring the whole left foot down to the floor. Cactus arm with your left arm. And opening your left arm behind you for a big chest opening in the left side. Bring your left arm over your head. Big side stretch into your left side. And then become really strong with your legs so that you can stand up into Warrior 2. Bending your elbows like cactus arms and opening your elbows and your front knee at the same time to the back side of yourself. As you exhale, reverse the warrior. And then inhale, go back to Warrior 2. Let's bring your right hand down toward the floor. Stand only on your front leg and bring your back leg up into half moon pose. Look at anything on the floor or on your side to keep balance. And make sure that all your standing toes and the standing knee, they're all pointing forward and not collapsing in. After this pose, bring your feet down toward the floor. Stand up. And point them to the same direction for wide leg forward bend. Hands holding at your hips, arcing through your spine. And let's start folding only from your hips as if you don't want to change your spine position at all. Let's release your left hand and put it on the floor. Right hand up toward the sky. And bring your hand behind you. Hooking your top hand into your other hip crease. And as you're turning your chest and your face to this side, try to bring your hips to the opposite direction so that your hips are square. Let's go back, bring your hands down to the floor, and we're going to move to the back side of your mat. As you exhale, forward bend. And start pointing your left toe toward the back side of the room, placing your left hand inside your left foot, and then side angle pose with your right arm in the cactus position and opening your right arm behind you. Let's bring your right hand down toward the floor, raising your back heel up. And start doing the side plank variation, lifting your hips up high and start bringing your top arm over your head. And then place both hands down to the floor and kick the front leg up toward the sky for down dog split. Bending into your left knee. We're going to do that hard pigeon pose by placing your left foot toward your right hand and the whole front shin bone down to the floor. Again here, If you think it's uncomfortable or your hips are not opening enough, you can keep your hips off the floor and use your arm to support you in the pose. But as time passes by, your hips going to be more open. Then you can start moving your whole hips behind and down toward the floor. So stay where you feel a hip opening and not disturbing on your knee. To some extent, you can bring your arms, maybe one or both of them, over your head. It's quite challenging, and try to make your front leg really strong, that is pressing down toward the floor and out. And then the twist, you can keep your left elbow at the middle of your shin bone, or you can bring it fully outside of your front foot and do the twist here. And after this, let's get out of the pose, bring the whole front leg up and step the front foot toward the left hand position here. Flying lizard pose, bringing your left arm underneath your left knee. Try to make your back really strong, like a cow pose. And then triangle pose. You can start reaching your arm over your head, pointing your hand down toward the floor, and then stand up. Now turn your whole body towards the side, again for goddess pose. Make your arms like the cactus shape and think of how you want to open your knees and your elbows to the back side of your body at the same time. After this, let's go back to the front of your mat. Inhale, lifting your chest up. And then kick your leg up too. Make your back so strong that you can be in Warrior 3. And then start turning everything on your body to the side for half moon pose. After this half moon, let's start bringing your leg, try to make it quite straight and place it down to the floor parallel to the other foot. Slowly stand up into chair pose in cactus arm position. Stand up as you inhale and exhale, hands to the front of your heart or arms along your body for the mountain pose. Take a few breaths here. We have been doing a few flows. And then start sitting down toward the floor into Yogi squat. Open your feet about as wide as your mat. And make sure you're using your arms to push your knees away from each other. If you are not used to squatting, you can raise your heels up. So stay in the Yogi squat and bring your hips down low. And eventually sit down toward the floor. Bringing your feet to touch each other and open your knees out to the side. And then you can lay down on the floor. Let's create a nice back bend by bringing your shoulders closer toward your hips. And now you can feel that your spine is arcing like a bridge. Your lower back is not touching the floor. And first you can bring your arms over your head and you can hold the opposite elbows. Or you can do cactus arms with your elbows bent. But make sure your arms can relax. You can feel a very gentle opening at the front of your body. You can stay in this pose or move to Savasana. And stay here for as long as you want. That's what I love about practicing yoga at home. You are free to do whatever you want and wear any clothes you like. Thank you very much for moving with me today, and I will see you next time. Namaste.